Dom, you've had a studio, a teaching studio for years and years and years, and of course you've been teaching for years. Education, of course, being a huge part of your life. And I often get asked this, having the magazine online and being an educator from time to time as well. What can you give an upstart teacher some tips on number one, how to sort of properly put a studio or a teaching center together, and kind of what are some maybe some things you can offer so that they don't have to learn those hard lessons.
Boy, good for you, Sean. Sean, this is why I love what you do. You get right to the core of it. You get to the questions that people need to hear, and you are blunt and right to the point. I love that. Thank you. This is a great question because this really is the core of out of the 1,500 students that I'm teaching, 80% of them are teachers.
Right.
When we get together, it's about me trying to prepare the next generation of understanding what a teaching business is.
Yeah.
I love performing. That's still the core of what I do. But my teaching business has always been with me since the age of 17.
Right.
That's 45 years of teaching professionally,
Yeah.
and I'm still as passionate and as enthusiastic as I've ever been. A studio is a fundamental image that when someone enters into it, they must be inspired.
Yeah.
When I go to a doctor's office, if I walk into a doctor's office and it's clean and professional and he has the right equipment there, I'm pretty impressed that this guy has thought about all the details that he needs to service me and what I need for my health issues.
Right.
But I would look at my drum studio the same way. When someone walks into my studio, I want them to see 2 full drum sets in there. I want them to see practice pads that you can play on with an ample amount of sticks to use and with double pedals on a practice pad also.
Right.
So they can sit at a seat with a double pedal practice pad and a practice pad for their hands. I have mirrors in the studio so the student can see what they're doing. I've got 4 different cameras shooting on the student with a 45-inch flat screen TV so they can see kind of what they're doing on the TV. I'm able to record this onto a DVD burner. So when the student leaves, we record the lesson onto a disc. So this is the kind of stuff that when someone walks into the studio, it's clean, it's well versed in what we're going to be doing with that student. I've got a reading station with 3 snare drums. I've got a Mapex Black Panther classical snare that's tuned with a very, very thin G1 Evans level 360 head that just sounds fantastic. Then I have a marching snare, a Mapex marching snare, which has one of the level 360 Kevlar heads that Evans makes, which is incredible. And then I've got this old colonial Cooperman drum, which is this rope drum that just sounds incredible with an old calfskin head on it that sounds like the 1700s. And those 3 drums are side by side, so when the student develops on that practice pad area, their hand technique, we then apply it on these snare drums just to feel what it feels like.
Right.
Before we get to the snare drum. And the ultimate part of the teaching facility is I've got massive shelves with drum books from everywhere.
Yeah.
I've got to have 2,000 books in my studio, and I've got one of almost every book. And then on the books that I use with my teaching facility, which is probably about a good 50 or 60 different books, I've got 3 books each in stock. So when the student comes to the lesson, when they want to learn out of stick control, I go to the shelf, I pull out stick control, we start going through it, they pay me for the book, I give them a discount on the book because I buy it at a discount, I sell it at a discount.
Yeah.
It's immediate gratification. It's not the challenge of having to drive to a store or go online or try and find it. It's immediate educational impulse.
Right.
You're ready for that book, here's the book, let's go.
Yeah.
So the room itself has got to be an enjoyable room that you walk into. And even though I don't teach beginners, if you have a good room and a parent comes in with their child and they see this, they're going to be pretty impressed with the detail that you've taken on how you want to deliver and represent yourself and your business.
Right, exactly.
This is a really important part of the process. So to me, the room is a very important part of the process. Now, the room could be, in your home, in your basement. The room could be I have mine I built a studio, a freestanding studio that's in the backyard of my property.
Right.
That's 24 by 22 feet. It's a big studio with kind of cathedral ceilings. And you walk into it, you open the door and you hit it, and it's totally soundproof.
Yeah.
It could be in your garage. It could be at a local music store. If it's at a local music store, you want to work at that music store to help upgrade the drum room. So when you walk in, there's posters on the wall. You have maybe company banners, And if you contact the companies that you like to play, contact them, email them, go right to them, and tell them, Dom Famularo said you can send me banners and posters. It doesn't matter whether they're companies that I endorse because they're all friends of mine.
That's right.
All the companies are out there, and tell them Famularo sent me. Send me what you got. Give them your address. They will mail you banners. They'll mail you catalogs. They'll mail you stickers. They want to support you because if you show the enthusiasm and the passion for what you're doing, they're going to fuel that with what they can do for you.